Imagine a shark with jaws that launch forward like a catapult, a squid with swiveling hooks on its arms, and a fish whose stomach can stretch wide enough to swallow something 4 times its size. Here are 15 scary sea animals you won't believe actually exist. The goblin shark. This prehistoric predator inhabits the alien world of the benthopelagic zone, primarily dwelling near the seafloor at depths greater than 100 meters, with adults venturing as deep as 2,000 meters in the pitch-black abyss. The goblin shark's appearance is nothing short of nightmarish. Its flabby, semi-translucent pinkish-gray skin reveals visible blood vessels beneath, creating a ghostly pallor that fades to dull gray after death, while its most terrifying feature is an elongated, blade-like snout that extends disproportionately from its grotesque head. But the true horror of the goblin shark lies in its feeding mechanism, which represents one of the most disturbing predatory adaptations in the entire animal kingdom. When hunting, this creature can slingshot its jaws forward at speeds up to 3.14 meters per second, making it the fastest jaw extension among all sharks. The elastic ligaments in its jaw store energy like a catapult, allowing it to extend its mandibles nearly 10% of its body length, up to 3 inches forward in smaller specimens, creating a vacuum that sucks prey directly into its mouth, filled with long, narrow, nail-like teeth. Scientists have documented this species across the globe, with specific sightings in the Gulf of Mexico, off the coasts of Japan, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, and rare encounters off California. The creature's elusiveness adds to its mystique. Most knowledge comes from dead bycatch specimens, as the goblin shark is rarely seen alive due to its preference for the deepest ocean trenches. Recent discoveries have only added to its alien reputation, including a 2024 discovery of an albino xanthochromic specimen that was safely released back into the wild, further enhancing its otherworldly aura. The goblin shark's hunting strategy is that of a patient, ghostly predator. Its poorly developed muscles and large, oily liver suggest a lifestyle of drifting silently toward prey rather than actively chasing it, making it appear like a supernatural specter floating through the darkness. But if you thought the goblin shark's alien jaws were terrifying, wait until you meet a predator that looks like a serpent from a medieval nightmare: the frilled shark. This elongated nightmare measures 1.7 to 2.0 meters in length, with females growing significantly larger than males, and possesses a slim, sinuous body covered in dark brown or gray skin that allows it to blend seamlessly into the murky depths. Unlike typical sharks, the frilled shark's 6 pairs of gill slits form a distinctive fringed collar around its throat, with the first pair connecting across the underside, creating an almost bloody, ruffled appearance that adds to its otherworldly menace. However, the true terror of the frilled shark lies within its cavernous mouth, which houses 300 recurved, needle-like, trident-shaped teeth, arranged in 19 to 29 rows per jaw. These backward-facing instruments of death are designed with a single, horrifying purpose: to hook and trap prey, making escape virtually impossible once caught within the shark's grasp. Marine biologists have noted that even handling a dead specimen can result in painful cuts, as the teeth are so sharp and densely packed that they function like hundreds of tiny harpoons. The frilled shark's hunting strategy is equally disturbing, employing what researchers describe as snake-like strikes. The creature curls its body and uses its tail as an anchor against rocks before lunging at prey with lightning-fast movements, creating negative pressure to suck victims directly into its toothy trap. Its highly flexible jaws can distend to swallow prey up to half its body length, making it capable of consuming fish, cephalopods, and even smaller sharks with terrifying efficiency. This prehistoric predator inhabits depths ranging from 50 to 1,570 meters across the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, with documented sightings from Norway to Mauritania, Japan to Australia, and from New England to Chile. As if sharks weren't enough, the ocean has something even more gothic: a creature that wears a cloak like Dracula himself, the vampire squid. The vampire squid. This deep-sea denizen measures approximately 30 centimeters in total length, with a gelatinous, football-shaped body that appears as a deep, reddish-black or velvety jet-black mass floating through the eternal darkness. Its most distinctive and terrifying feature consists of 8 arms connected by dark, web-like skin that forms a cloak-like membrane, which the creature can raise around itself like a vampire's cape when threatened, completely concealing its body within this gothic shroud. Each arm of this hellish creature is lined with rows of fleshy, spine-like projections called kiri, numbering up to 80 per arm, which can be exposed in a menacing display that makes the vampire squid appear like some sort of deep-sea porcupine from the underworld. Between its first pair of arms extend two long, retractable sensory filaments that can stretch to twice the creature's body length, functioning like demonic fishing lines to detect prey in the absolute darkness of its domain. Perhaps most unnervingly, the vampire squid possesses proportionally the largest eyes in the animal kingdom, with a 15-centimeter specimen sporting eyes that measure 2.5 centimeters in diameter. These enormous ocular organs glow with an eerie red or blue luminescence depending on the light conditions, providing the creature with exceptional night vision for detecting the faintest traces of bioluminescence in its pitch-black environment. The vampire squid inhabits the oxygen minimum zone of tropical and subtropical oceans worldwide at depths of 600 to 200 meters, where oxygen levels plummet to a suffocating 3 to 5%. This zone, where temperatures hover near freezing and pressure reaches crushing extremes, represents one of the most hostile environments on Earth. Yet the vampire squid has evolved to not merely survive, but thrive in these hellish conditions. When threatened, this creature of the depths employs a defense mechanism that seems ripped from supernatural folklore. The vampire squid can eject a sticky, bioluminescent mucus cloud filled with glowing blue orbs that can dazzle predators for up to 10 minutes, creating what researchers describe as a burglar alarm effect in the Stygian darkness. But if you thought the goblin shark's alien jaws were terrifying, wait until you meet a predator that looks like a serpent from a medieval nightmare. The barreleye fish. This small but deeply unsettling creature inhabits depths of 600 to 800 meters in the Pacific Ocean's twilight zone, particularly in the waters stretching from the Bering Sea to Japan and Baja California. The barreleye's transparent cranium acts as a fluid-filled shield that protects its most horrifying feature, a pair of tubular, barrel-shaped eyes that float within its see-through skull like some sort of biological telescope array from a nightmare. These grotesque ocular organs are equipped with bright green lenses and can rotate within the transparent dome, allowing the fish to look directly upward to spot prey silhouettes against the faint surface light, or pivot forward to focus on food during feeding. The eyes themselves are packed with an extraordinarily high density of rod cells and rhodopsin, making them hypersensitive to the faintest traces of light in an environment where photons are more precious than gold. Adding to the creature's disturbing appearance, the two dark spots positioned above its mouth, which many observers mistake for eyes, are actually olfactory organs or nares, analogous to human nostrils, but serving the fish's chemical sensing needs in the perpetual darkness. This anatomical deception creates an even more unsettling visual effect, as the creature appears to possess 4 eyes when viewed from certain angles. The barreleye fish employs a hunting strategy that borders on the supernatural. It hovers nearly motionless in the water column, using its large, flat pectoral fins for precise maneuvering while scanning the waters above for potential prey. Its preferred hunting grounds are the deadly tentacle forests of siphonophores, jellyfish-like organisms with stinging tentacles extending up to 33 feet. The transparent dome likely shields the fish's delicate eyes from these venomous appendages as it steals prey directly from the siphonophore's clutches. Still, nothing prepares you for the abyss's true trapper, a demon with its own glowing fishing rod, the anglerfish. The deep-sea anglerfish. This grotesque predator is immediately recognizable by its disproportionately enormous mouth, which extends around the entire circumference of its head, creating a cavernous maw lined with needle-like, inwardly inclined teeth that prevent any captured prey from escaping. The creature's jawbones are thin and flexible, allowing it to swallow prey up to twice its own size in a single horrifying gulp, while its expandable stomach can accommodate meals that would seem physically impossible for such a relatively small fish. The anglerfish's most iconic and terrifying feature is the elysium, a modified dorsal spine that functions as a biological fishing rod tipped with a bioluminescent lure called an esker. This glowing appendage is powered by symbiotic bacteria that cannot produce light independently, creating an otherworldly partnership that allows the fish to generate its own supernatural beacon in the eternal darkness. The esker can vary in color from yellows and greens to eerie blues, and the fish wiggles. This demonic lure to mimic living prey drawing curious victims directly into its waiting jaws. Adding to its alien appearance, many deep-sea anglerfish species possess ultra-black skin that absorbs nearly all light, making them some of the darkest creatures in the animal kingdom. This adaptation ensures that their bioluminescent lure doesn't illuminate their body, allowing them to remain invisible hunters floating in the abyss like living voids equipped with glowing death traps. Perhaps most disturbing of all is the anglerfish's reproductive strategy, which represents one of nature's most grotesque mating rituals. In many species, males are significantly smaller than females and exist as parasitic appendages. When a male encounters a female, he bites onto her body and gradually fuses his tissues with hers, eventually losing his eyes and internal organs while becoming a permanent sperm-producing attachment. Multiple males can fuse to a single female, creating a horrifying composite creature that challenges every conventional understanding of individual organisms. But while the anglerfish lures victims with light, another deep-sea monster relies on sheer brutality, armed with the biggest fangs for its size in the entire ocean, the fangtooth. The fangtooth fish. This diminutive monster inhabits the bathypelagic and abyssopelagic zones, diving to depths of up to 16,000 feet, making it one of the deepest living fish species on our planet. At these crushing depths, the fangtooth has evolved into something that resembles a miniature dragon more than a conventional fish, with the largest teeth-to-body size ratio of any fish in the ocean. The creature's most terrifying feature consists of massive needle-like fangs that protrude from its lower jaw, so disproportionately large that they extend beyond the fish's head and would prevent the mouth from closing entirely if not for specialized adaptations. These horrifying dental instruments slide into custom-fitted sockets on either side of the fish's brain when the mouth closes, preventing the creature from accidentally impaling its own cranium with its oversized weapons. The fangtooth's head is large, bony, and riddled with mucous cavities separated by serrated ridges, all covered by thin, almost translucent skin that gives the creature a cadaverous appearance even in life. Its dark brown to black coloration and spine-covered scales enhance its demonic aesthetic, while its body is laterally compressed, creating a thin, blade-like profile that makes it appear even more skeletal and otherworldly. Perhaps most unsettling, the fangtooth's small, milky blue eyes are poorly developed for vision, as the creature inhabits depths where no light exists. Instead, it relies on a highly sensitive lateral line system, an open groove along its flanks that detects vibrations and pressure changes in the water, allowing it to sense prey or predators moving through the pitch-black depths with supernatural precision. Adding to its nightmarish reputation, some fangtooth specimens possess ultra-black skin that absorbs 99.5% of light, rendering them nearly invisible in the deep sea. If oversized fangs and invisibility weren't disturbing enough, how about a mouth that balloons open like a nightmare pelican pouch? That's the gulper eel. The gulper eel. This serpentine horror measures 60 to 80 centimeters in length for most specimens, though some related species in the genus Sacchopharynx can reach up to 2 meters, with a slender, ribbon-like body that tapers into a long, whip-like tail. The creature's jet black or dark brown skin is translucent and completely lacks scales, giving it a ghostly, ethereal appearance as it undulates through the Stygian depths like a living shadow. However, the gulper eel's most disturbing and impossible feature is its enormous, loosely hinged mouth, which can expand to resemble a pelican's pouch. This nightmarish oral cavity accounts for about a quarter of the creature's total body length, and can dilate to such extreme proportions that it appears the fish could literally swallow prey much larger than itself whole. The lower jaw forms a stretchy, balloon-like pouch that can expand dramatically, scooping up massive volumes of water and any unfortunate organisms caught within. Unlike typical eels, the gulper possesses tiny pectoral fins and no pelvic fins or swim bladder, making it dependent on unique adaptations for buoyancy. Instead of a gas-filled swim bladder, the creature maintains gelatinous lymphatic spaces around its vertebrae, possibly filled with low-density fluids that help it maintain neutral buoyancy in the crushing depths. The most eerily supernatural aspect of the gulper eel lies at the tip of its whip-like tail, where a prominent bioluminescent organ glows pink with occasional red flashes. This otherworldly beacon serves as a lure to attract prey in the absolute darkness of the deep sea, pulsing and glowing. Like some sort of demonic fishing light suspended in the void, recent observations have revealed even more disturbing behaviors. In 2018, researchers captured footage of a juvenile gulper eel inflating its mouth like a balloon when threatened, possibly to appear appear larger and more intimidating to potential predators. Of course, the ocean doesn't just hide monsters with jaws, sometimes they come in armored shells. Imagine a roach the size of a football, the giant isopod. The giant isopod. These armored monstrosities can reach lengths of up to 50 centimeters and weights approaching 1.7 kilograms, making them among the largest crustaceans in the world's oceans. Their bodies are encased in a rigid, calcareous exoskeleton composed of overlapping segments that provides protection against the immense pressures exceeding 1,000 times atmospheric pressure at sea level, while also giving them the appearance of enormous armored pill bugs from a nightmare dimension. The giant isopod inhabits depths ranging from 170 to 2,500 meters across the cold, high-pressure benthic zones of the Atlantic, Pacific, and Indian Oceans, with over 80% of Bathynomus gigantea specimens found between 365 and 730 meters depth. These alien creatures prefer muddy or clay substrates where they lead solitary existences, scuttling across the seafloor like giant armored spiders in search of carrion. Their feeding apparatus is equally disturbing, consisting of powerful mandibles and a raptorial feeding mechanism that allows them to tear through the toughest organic materials. Giant isopods serve as the primary scavengers of the deep sea, consuming whale carcasses, fish, squid, and any other organic matter that drifts down from the surface in the form of what scientists call marine snow. Perhaps most unnervingly, giant isopods possess large compound eyes with over 4,000 facets and a reflective tapetum layer, enhancing their vision in the low-light conditions of the deep sea. Their long antennae, measuring about half their body length, constantly probe the environment ahead of them, like the sensory appendages of some sort of alien reconnaissance creature. These creatures have evolved one of the most extreme survival strategies in the animal kingdom: the ability to survive for years without food. Their slow metabolism allows them to enter a state of near-suspended animation, with some individuals in captivity surviving over 5 years without eating. Their stomachs can expand significantly to accommodate scarce food resources, allowing them to gorge themselves when opportunities arise. And right beside those armored tanks of the deep, something far stranger: pink, eyeless herds marching across the seafloor like alien livestock, the sea pig. The sea pig. These gelatinous creatures inhabit depths ranging from 1,200 to over 6,000 meters across the abyssal plains of the Atlantic, Pacific, Indian, and Southern Oceans, with notable absence from the North Atlantic. Measuring 8 to 14 centimeters in length, sea pigs possess plump, pinkish, translucent bodies that bear an uncanny resemblance to terrestrial pigs, complete with what appear to be legs, but are actually 5 to 7 pairs of enlarged tube feet that allow them to walk across the soft mud of the sea floor. The creature's most disturbing features include a ring of feeding tentacles around their mouths and complete absence of eyes, giving them an alien, eyeless, pig-like appearance that moves through the darkness like something from a fever dream. Their hydraulically operated tube feet inflate and deflate via a water vascular system, creating the eerie spectacle of these gelatinous masses walking across the ocean floor in what appears to be slow-motion choreography. Unlike most echinoderms, sea pigs have evolved a unique respiratory system that operates through their anus, using a respiratory tree to extract oxygen from water pumped through their cloaca. This bizarre adaptation allows them to survive in the oxygen-scarce environment of the deep sea, where traditional breathing methods would prove inadequate. Sea pigs demonstrate one of the most fascinating and unsettling group behaviors in the deep ocean. They often congregate in massive herds, numbering in the hundreds, sometimes 300 to 600 individuals, creating vast colonies that carpet the seafloor like some sort of alien livestock. But for all the bizarre walkers and crawlers, no deep-sea creature has earned as much fame, or infamy, as the gelatinous horror we call the blobfish. The blobfish. This gelatinous nightmare inhabits depths between 600 and 1,200 meters, where the pressure is 60 to 120 times greater than at sea level and temperatures hover around a frigid 4-Arctic sea. At these crushing depths, the blobfish appears as a relatively normal fish with a tadpole-shaped body, bulbous head, and large jaws, but when brought to the surface, rapid decompression causes its tissues to collapse into the iconic, gelatinous blob that has made it internet famous. The creature's unique physiology represents one of the most extreme adaptations to deep-sea life. Unlike most fish, blobfish lack a swim bladder, which would collapse under deep-sea pressure. Instead, their bodies are composed of a gelatinous, water-filled mass with a density slightly less than water, allowing them to float effortlessly above the sea floor without expending energy on maintaining buoyancy. The blobfish's soft, flabby skin and minimal muscle mass further reduce energy demands in an environment where food is scarce and every calorie must be conserved. Their skeletal structure consists of soft, thin bones that prevent crushing under pressure while maintaining the creature's basic structural integrity. As a passive predator, the blobfish employs a low-energy, lie-in-wait strategy, floating near the ocean floor and consuming whatever edible matter drifts into its mouth. Their diet consists of deep-sea crustaceans, mollusks, sea urchins, and carrion that sinks from the surface waters above. Still, the blobfish is only a taste of what lurks below, because deeper in the icy waters of Antarctica waits a true leviathan, one armed with swiveling hooks, the colossal squid. The colossal squid. This deep-sea leviathan inhabits depths ranging from 300 to 2,200 meters in the Southern Ocean, particularly in the frigid waters surrounding Antarctica. Adult females grow significantly larger than males, with maximum body lengths of approximately 4.2 meters, and total lengths including tentacles estimated between 10 and 14 meters, making encounters with this creature akin to facing a living sea monster. The colossal squid's most terrifying features are the largest eyes in the entire animal kingdom, measuring 27 to 40 centimeters in diameter, roughly the size of dinner plates. These enormous ocular organs are adapted to detect faint light, including bioluminescence, in the deep ocean, and likely evolved primarily to spot predators like sperm whales rather than prey. What truly sets the colossal squid apart from its giant squid cousin are the swiveling, three-pointed hooks that line its arms and tentacles. These sharp, rotating weapons aid in capturing prey and can lacerate anything they grasp, making the creature's embrace potentially fatal to any organism unfortunate enough to encounter it in the depths. The colossal squid serves as an apex predator in Antarctic waters, feeding on large, sub-Antarctic fish like Patagonian toothfish and smaller squids, with evidence of cannibalism among specimens. Between 2011 and 2014, 71 of 8,000 toothfish caught by trawlers showed signs of colossal squid attacks, demonstrating the species' significant impact on the Antarctic ecosystem. The creature's metabolism represents another adaptation to the extreme deep-sea environment. Studies suggest a slow metabolic rate, allowing the squid to survive on minimal food, approximately 30 grams daily, equivalent to just 45 calories. This supports its lifestyle as an ambush predator that floats passively to conserve energy in the food-scarce depths. Yet if hooks and massive eyes weren't nightmarish enough, the Pacific Ocean harbors a demon with glowing lures and needle fangs, the Pacific viperfish. The Pacific viperfish. This serpentine horror inhabits the mesopelagic and bathypelagic zones of the North Pacific, with depths ranging from 200 to 5,000 meters, though it has been recorded at crushing depths during daylight hours before ascending to shallower waters under the cover of darkness. The creature's iridescent dark silver blue or light black skin is optimized with melanosomes that reduce bioluminescence reflection, creating an effect where the fish seems to absorb light itself. The Pacific viperfish's most nightmarish feature consists of long, needle-like fangs that protrude from its hinged lower jaw, often extending past its eyes. These horrifying dental weapons form a cage-like trap around prey and are so large that the creature's jaw must open up to 90 degrees to accommodate them. The first vertebra behind the head acts as a shock absorber, protecting the fish's brain during high-speed, high-impact attacks that could otherwise prove fatal to the predator itself. Adding to its supernatural appearance, the viperfish possesses photophores along its ventral and ventrolateral sides, plus a prominent bioluminescent organ on an elongated dorsal fin ray that functions as a demonic lure. These light-producing organs serve multiple purposes, attracting prey in the pitch-black depths, providing counter-illumination to mask the fish's silhouette from predators below, and possibly enabling communication with other viperfish through complex light displays. The creature's hunting strategy involves remaining motionless in the water column, using its bioluminescent lure to attract prey before striking with lightning speed to impale victims on its needle-like fangs. Its diet consists primarily of myctophids, lanternfish, slender fang jaws, crustaceans, and occasionally cephalopods, with the viperfish's powerful mandibles ensuring that anything caught in its toothy embrace has little hope of escape. The Pacific viperfish undertakes diel vertical migrations, ascending to shallower waters at night to hunt where prey is more abundant, then retreating to the crushing depths during daylight hours. And while the viperfish skewers its meals, another deep-sea horror specializes in eating victims bigger than itself. Meet the black swallower. The black swallower. This elongated, eel-like creature measures only 15 to 20 centimeters in length, making it appear relatively innocuous compared to other deep-sea predators. However, its uniformly brownish-black or jet-black coloration and complete lack of scales give it a smooth, elastic texture that hints at its most horrifying adaptation, the ability to consume prey far larger than itself. The black swallower inhabits depths ranging from 700 to 2,745 meters in tropical and subtropical waters worldwide, including the North Atlantic, Gulf of Mexico, Caribbean Sea, and waters around New Zealand and Argentina. In this crushing environment, where temperatures hover near freezing and pressure reaches extreme levels, the creature has evolved one of the most disturbing feeding mechanisms ever documented. The fish's large mouth is equipped with a single row of sharp, depressible, backward-pointing teeth that interlock to trap prey, while its highly distensible stomach can expand dramatically to accommodate meals that exceed the fish's own size. When stretched to its limits, the stomach sometimes becomes transparent, revealing the grotesque outline of partially digested prey within. The black swallower's most notorious feeding feat was documented in 2007, when a 19-centimeter specimen was found off Grand Cayman with an 86-centimeter snake mackerel in its stomach, over 4 times the predator's length. This extraordinary consumption demonstrates the creature's ability to fold large prey within its elastic stomach, though such extreme feeding can prove fatal if the prey decomposes and produces gas before complete digestion. The creature employs 2 primary feeding strategies: seizing prey by the tail and walking its jaws over the body, or clamping onto the prey's head to suffocate it before swallowing. But the abyss doesn't stop there. From the depths rises a fang-lined phantom whose glowing chin lure is straight out of science fiction: the snaggletooth. The snaggletooth. This slender, elongate fish grows to a maximum length of about 16 centimeters and possesses a scaleless black body that seems to absorb light rather than reflect it, creating the disturbing effect of a living void swimming through the darkness. The creature's most iconic feature is a long, bioluminescent chin, barbel tipped with a glowing knob that serves as a demonic fishing lure in the perpetual night of its domain. The snaggletooth's terrifying dental arrangement consists of fang-like, comb-like maxillary teeth that give the creature its common name, while 2 rows of light-emitting photophores run along its underside, accompanied by additional luminous patches on the snout, upper jaw, shoulder, and sides. These bioluminescent organs increase in number and intensity with age, creating a constellation-like pattern that enhances the creature's astronomical appearance. The snaggletooth inhabits depths ranging from 300 to 1,000 meters, though it is most abundant above 300 meters in the tropical and subtropical waters of the Atlantic, Indian, and Western Pacific Oceans. This depth range places it squarely within the twilight zone, where it serves as a solitary predator, feeding on krill, amphipods, and lanternfish. And finally, if you thought monsters had to look grotesque, think again. The ocean's last trick is a predator you can barely see: the ghostly glass octopus. The glass octopus. This nearly completely transparent cephalopod measures up to 45 centimeters in total length, with a mantle length of approximately 11 centimeters, making it a medium-sized octopus that has traded pigmentation for the ultimate camouflage. Only its eyes, optic nerve, and digestive tract remain opaque, creating the disturbing spectacle of floating organs suspended in what appears to be liquid glass. The glass octopus inhabits the mesopelagic and bathypelagic zones at depths ranging from 200 to 4,000 meters, in an environment where its transparency provides the perfect evolutionary advantage. Its 8 arms possess a single row of small, widely spaced suckers, while the upper 3 pairs of arms are sub-equal in length, measuring 2 to 3 times the mantle length in adults. The creature's most disturbing feature may be its distinctive cylindrical, rectangular eyes when viewed laterally, which minimize the animal's silhouette from below and enhance its ghostly camouflage. These organs, along with sparse red chromatophores scattered across its transparent body, represent the only visible signs that this creature exists at all. Recent footage has provided unprecedented glimpses of this ethereal hunter in action. In 2021, the Schmidt Ocean Institute's ROV captured rare video of a glass octopus in the Phoenix Islands archipelago, revealing its fluid, otherworldly movements as it drifted through the water like a living jellyfish made of crystal. The glass octopus feeds primarily on crustaceans, marine snails, small clams, and other mollusks, with research suggesting that young paralarvae possess stronger beaks for tearing flesh. which weaken as they mature and shift to softer-bodied prey. This dietary adaptation corresponds with habitat changes as the creatures move from deeper waters to subsurface zones as they age. That brings us to the end of this video. For more interesting videos like this, click on the card on your screen.